More than 1400 years ago, the world was very different. Great empires dominated vast regions, trade routes connected distant lands, and countless cultures flourished across continents. Yet, in the deserts of Arabia, an event was about to occur that would change human history forever. This is the story of Islam. Before the rise of Islam, the Arabian Peninsula was home to many tribes. Most people lived in small communities scattered across deserts and trading centers. Tribal loyalty was extremely important, and conflicts between tribes were common. One of the most important cities in Arabia was Makkah. Located along major trade routes, it was a center of commerce and pilgrimage. At the heart of the city stood the Kaaba, a sacred structure visited by people from many tribes. Around the year 570 CE, a child named Muhammad was born in Makkah. Orphaned at a young age, he was raised by relatives and became known for his honesty, kindness, and integrity. Because of his trustworthy character, people called him Al-Amin, meaning the trustworthy. As he grew older, Muhammad became a successful merchant, yet he often spent time reflecting on the state of society. He saw injustice, inequality, and conflicts that troubled him deeply. At the age of 40, while meditating in a cave known as Hira near Makkah, Muhammad received the first revelation. Muslims believe these revelations came from Allah through the angel Jibril, known in English as Gabriel. The message was simple yet powerful. There is only one God, and people should live with justice, compassion, honesty, and faith. These revelations continued over the next 23 years and would eventually be compiled into the Holy Quran, the central religious text of Islam. At first, Muhammad shared the message with close family members and friends. Gradually, more people accepted Islam. However, many leaders in Makkah opposed the new faith because it challenged existing beliefs and social structures. As the number of Muslims increased, persecution also intensified. Many early followers faced discrimination, threats, and violence. Despite these hardships, the Muslim community remained committed to its faith. A turning point came in the year 622 CE. Facing increasing danger in Makkah, Muhammad and his followers migrated to the city of Medina. This event, known as the Hijra, marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, the Muslim community grew stronger and more organized. Muhammad served not only as a religious leader, but also as a statesman, judge, and community leader. Over the following years, several important events shaped the early history of Islam. Battles were fought, alliances were formed, and the Muslim community continued to expand. Eventually, Muhammad and his followers returned peacefully to Makkah. The city accepted Islam, and the Kaaba was rededicated to the worship of one God. By the time of Muhammad's passing in 632 CE, much of the Arabian Peninsula had embraced Islam. After his death, leadership passed to a series of rulers known as the Caliphs. These leaders guided the Muslim community during a period of rapid growth and transformation. Under the Rashidun Caliphs, Islam spread beyond Arabia into neighboring regions. Muslim armies and administrators expanded into parts of the Middle East, North Africa, and Persia. As Islamic civilization grew, new dynasties emerged. The Umayyad Caliphate established its capital in Damascus and oversaw one of the largest empires in history. Muslim territories stretched from Spain in the west to Central Asia in the east. Later, the Abbasid Caliphate moved the capital to Baghdad. Under Abbasid rule, the Islamic world entered a remarkable period, often referred to as the Islamic Golden Age. During this era, scholars, scientists, mathematicians, physicians, and philosophers made extraordinary contributions to human knowledge. In Baghdad, institutions such as the House of Wisdom became centers of learning where scholars translated and preserved works from ancient civilizations while also making new discoveries. Muslim mathematicians advanced algebra and geometry. Astronomers studied the stars and improved scientific instruments. Physicians developed medical knowledge that influenced healthcare for centuries. Libraries, universities, and research centers flourished throughout the Islamic world. Trade also played a vital role in the growth of Islamic civilization. Merchants connected regions across Africa, Asia, and Europe. Through these networks, goods, ideas, technologies, and cultures spread across vast distances. As Islam expanded, it interacted with diverse societies and cultures. Local traditions blended with Islamic values, creating rich and varied civilizations across different regions. Great cities such as Baghdad, Cairo, Cordoba, and Damascus became centers of culture, science, architecture, and commerce. Islamic architecture produced some of the world's most beautiful structures. Magnificent mosques, palaces, and educational institutions reflected both artistic excellence and spiritual devotion. Over the centuries, new Muslim empires emerged. The Seljuks, Mamluks, Safavids, Mughals, and Ottomans each played important roles in shaping Islamic history. One of the most influential was the Ottoman Empire, which lasted for more than 600 years. At its height, it controlled territories across Europe, Asia, and Africa, and served as a major center of Islamic civilization. Meanwhile, Islam continued to spread through trade, scholarship, and cultural exchange rather than conquest alone. Merchants and missionaries carried the faith to regions including sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia, and parts of China. In places such as Indonesia and Malaysia, Islam became deeply rooted through peaceful interactions between traders and local communities. By the modern era, Islam had become one of the world's largest religions. Today, Muslims live in nearly every country on earth. They represent diverse languages, cultures, ethnic backgrounds, and traditions. Despite these differences, Muslims share common beliefs centered on faith in one God, the teachings of the Quran, and the example of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The 5 pillars of Islam remain central to Muslim life. These include the declaration of faith, daily prayer, charity, fasting during Ramadan, and pilgrimage to Makkah for those who are able. Each year, millions of Muslims gather in Makkah to perform Hajj, one of the largest religious gatherings in the world. Islam has had a profound impact on global civilization. Its contributions can be seen in science, mathematics, medicine, literature, philosophy, architecture, and art. The preservation and expansion of knowledge during the Islamic Golden Age helped influence later developments in Europe and other parts of the world. At the same time, Islamic history, like the history of any civilization, includes periods of achievement, challenge, conflict, and transformation. Understanding this history requires looking beyond stereotypes and recognizing the complexity of a faith followed by billions of people. The story of Islam is not only a story of empires and historical events, it is also a story of faith, community, learning, and spiritual devotion. For more than 14 centuries, Islam has shaped the lives of countless individuals and societies across the globe. From a small community in Arabia to a worldwide faith followed by billions, its journey remains one of the most significant chapters in human history. And today, as the call to prayer echoes across cities, villages, deserts, and coastlines around the world, the story that began in the Arabian Peninsula over 1400 years ago continues to be written by each new generation.